Has this ever happened to you? You're playing pickleball, particularly in recreational play, and you're running up to the non volley zone line, but your partner stays back on the third shot. What happens? You get smashed with the ball. In this video, we're going to talk about this and what you do when your partner's not moving up with you on the pickleball court. Let's get into it.
All aboard!
This is a pretty common situation, particularly in rec play. We get asked this question all the time. What do you do when you're moving up to the non-volley zone line, but your partner insists on staying back at the baseline or playing the rallies from the baseline? So we're going to talk about that in this video. Before we get into that though, a couple of things. One, if you haven't subscribed yet to our channel, make sure you subscribe below. Second thing is, if this has happened to you, let us know in the comments. How'd you handle it? What'd you do when your partner wasn't moving up with you to the non-volley zone line in rec play? And also let us know if there's other situations that arise when you're out playing with rec play or an open play with partners, what they're doing or not doing that you think should be addressed. Let us know in the comments below. We're working on a series right now where we're going to be addressing these issues. All right, so let's set the stage for what it looks like when you're moving up to the non-volley zone line and your partner's not. In this case, you're going to be the yellow team, you're the serving team, and the blue team is the return team. So you have served and returned. Let's assume the return is here, and the blue team has moved up. So this is what it looks like when you're executing your third shot. You're going to execute a third shot, and let's say you pick this spot, and you move up to the non-volley zone line. Your partner, however, does not move up and stays back at the baseline or near the baseline and chooses to play the rallies from this position. The question is, what can you do in this situation, specifically with rec play? In tournament or competitive play where you know your partner, you can have a conversation with your partner about maybe recognizing your shot or recognizing your movement up and moving up with you. In rec play, it's sometimes a little more complicated. Sometimes personalities get in the way sometimes, or just you don't know the person that well. So, and some players, frankly, still think that that they can play successful pickleball from the baseline. If you're watching this video, and you're this player, you probably understand that's not a recipe for success when you're playing pickleball. So what do you do in that situation? What I recommend in this situation, where you have a partner who simply will not come up to the non-volley zone line with you, is to play back with that player. And I'm going to go into a few reasons why this is we believe the better solution or the better option for you. But let's address what happens when you're up here and your partner is back here. What happens when you're up here and your partner is back here there are a number of things. One, there's angles that open up. So this angle here gets open. Say you're a little farther this way. This angle opens up here, or especially if you hit the ball over here. This angle now, there's an angle of attack over here, right? By having one up, one back. That angle of attack does not exist if you stay back. Okay? Again, I'm not suggesting that staying back is the best alternative. Generally speaking, better is if you both move up, right? That angle gets closed. But in this situation, that angle is going to be open. The other problem you're going to have by staying up here is if your partner does not hit a good, let's say the ball gets hit to your partner here, which would be a good strategy by the blue team unless they had an attack ball. So let's say your third shot's a nice third shot here, it's low, you have moved up, so they're going to hit a deep ball here to this player would be the best shot for them at that point because they don't really have a put away ball or a ball they can attack or slam. So the question now is, what does your partner in rec play do with this ball? If your partner in rec play floats the ball, so basically hits something that can be attacked, a high ball that can be attacked, what do you think this player is going to do? Or this player, what do you think they're going to do? They're going to slam it at you. So basically it's going to be deep ball here, high attackable ball, slam your way. So the only balls that you're really going to see if you're in this formation, in a rec play situation where your partner's not coming up, what you're going to be doing is eating balls. You're going to be just receiving hard balls over and over and over again. If that's the case, you're better off being back here to defend against those balls. Another good reason to be back here is because it lets you work on other parts of your game. If you have a partner, let's be clear about this. If you have a partner that is not moving up with you to the non-volley zone line on a good third shot, it's going to be really difficult to win that game. So it's going to be really, really difficult to win that game. This formation here is not conducive to winning pickleball games. Now, if you stay back, you're probably still going to lose the game. But you'll have the advantage of being able to work on different shots or different parts of your game. You can work on your third shots from the baseline if that's how far back you are. If you're in transition zone or no person's land or no man's land, you can work on your defense and also resetting. So basically dropping balls into the non-volley zone from this position. It gives you the ability to work on something as opposed to standing up here and just getting pelted with balls over and over and over again. So generally speaking, if you have a partner who's staying back, the best solution is for you to stay back roughly with that partner, create that nice wall, and just work from there. A follow-up question I get asked is, what happens when this player asks me why I'm not moving up? My answer there is fairly simple, which is, I'm simply going to stay with you. So wherever you want to play, I'm going to play. If you, my partner, want to move up, I'm very happy to be up there with you. But if you choose not to move up, if you choose to play in this sort of zone, then you're going to find me in that same zone with you, creating this defensive wall and working on shots from that position. Another suggestion that gets made is that if my partner's staying back and I move up, that allows me then to poach balls and also to work maybe on my hand coordination or my defense, my hand speed. The only problem I have with that is poaching would only be available to you if your partner from back here executes a really nice shot. So if they execute a really nice shot that then creates some sort of a pop-up opportunity or not necessarily a pop-up, but a ball that's high that you can come across and poach, fine. And in terms of eye-hand coordination, depends on the kind of shots that you're having to defend. If you're having to defend balls that are coming around your hip or your knees up basically, and you're having to defend those, that's fine. But if you're having to defend balls here, all the way up in the NVZ, that are coming down at your feet, that's going to be really hard to work on, or something that's really hard to even master because of the speed of the ball and the angle of the ball. So I would suggest that being up here, the pluses to being up here are not as great as being back here, where not only will you be able to work on the third shot in your resets and transition zone work, you can even move up and back a little if you want, if you can keep that in mind. The other thing is you're likely to get more balls, because if you're up here, the only ball that I'm going to send you if I'm the blue team is a put away. If you're back here, then I might feed you a ball too, because you're not attacking me. So if I can keep it deep, I might go here or I might go here. So you might get more balls or more action by staying back with your partner in that situation. So next time you're playing rec play and you have a partner who won't move up to the non-volley zone line, hang back with your partner and play from here. Next week we're going to talk about what to do about the center line. So basically the old my ball, your ball coming through here. Is it this player's ball or this player's ball? We'll address that in next week's video when we talk about partner issues, the issues that arise in partners, and particularly in rec play and open play. If there's something that's happened to you or something that you come across when you're out there playing pickleball in open play, let us know in the comments and we'll put it in the queue to address in this series of videos. Stay well out there.